You are looking live at the Kentucky Speedway. We are just about ready to get action underway here for round 7 of the Grainger Truck Series. It is the Race Tickets 200 here at Kentucky Speedway. Glad to have you along with us, and on the pole we have quite a shocker. Seth Bayless making his GTS debut, follows in the footsteps of Caden Lemonov sitting on the pole for his first Grainger Truck Series start. Do we think that Soaring Seagulls Racing could walk away with a win today?
Certainly a possibility, but I think it's a bit more unpredictable in the Truck Series compared to Cup. I mean, two debutants getting pole on their debut, making a bit of a habit out of it in the GTS. I think that's a testament to its unpredictability, and I think that'll carry over for the race, especially with some Cup regulars, some Cup Championship contenders around Bayless. I think it's going to be very competitive, so it's hard to say if he can convert that pole to a win.
Certainly, and he's not the only Truck Series debutant tonight looking further in the field. Also for Soaring Seagulls Racing is Wyatt Wilkinson making his return to USARC competition over this whole weekend. He'll be piloting this number 1 truck and will be doing the double. He'll also be driving the 29 for Marinacci Motorsports at Monterey in the Cup Series. Good to see him back after a few weeks out.
Yeah, very busy weekend on his return, but yeah, a well-known name in USARC already. But this is his first real big break in a top team, if you will. I mean, he got a pole at his team AFM, but obviously they no longer exist, and they never really had the pace in races, especially. So yeah, this is a really interesting opportunity for him.
Actually, I stand corrected. We do have one more debutant. The 26, Cameron Lopez behind the wheel this weekend. He is also making his first Truck Series start. Another Cup guy, has had kind of an on and off year with Lachenschlager performance in the Cup Series. He'll give the 26 a run for Andretti Team Dynamics, and in fact, Clockman 1 failed to make the race. So he and the 26 are Team Dynamics only entry for this race.
I mean, Team Dynamics had a very decent start to their existence at Irwindale, and it's still a very decent starting position for another Cup regular who's starting to really find his footing in Cup as well. So, yeah, quite an exciting opportunity for Cameron Lopez for sure.
All right, we are just about ready to get the command, so we'll bring you when we're ready for action here. 54 laps around Kentucky Speedway, the Race Tickets 200 coming right up. The command should be given in just a few seconds. Seth Bayless on the pole.
Drivers, start your engines!
And there's the command. So we'll take you through our top 10 here ahead of the Race Tickets 200. Seth Bayless, as we said, first career start, first career pole. He'll line up alongside Anthony Greenman in the number 5 for 555 Engineering. He's had a tough season so far here in the Truck Series. He's looking for a good result here. Behind them, points leader Zachary DeLillo lines up in P3 for Nivaki Racing. He's looking for another good run to add to a very strong season so far. To his outside, Season 1 Cup Series champion and Rockingham winner Peter Onjak looking to add another win on an intermediate. Row 3 is going to see Mina Truex keeping up her strong qualifying form. Now for Radval Engineering Motorsports. To her outside, Nigel Smith, who had to go through pre-qualifying. Great run for Gasoline Racing in qualifying. Behind them, Caleb Evans, J.R. Bedard, two trucks that have had very good seasons so far. Bedard not so much on the ovals. Can he have a good run today? And rounding out the top 10 is Wyatt Wilkinson and Dylan Midiska. Both Ronnie Hank Racing trucks inside the top 10. They're hoping for a good showing today. Pace truck is off. We are just about ready for green flag action here at Kentucky Speedway. The first time we're going to see this facility used for the Grainger Truck Series. 54 laps ahead of us. And green flag is out here. We are racing at Kentucky. Into turn 1. It is a good start for Bayless, but a better start for Zachary DeLillo. He's gotten to the inside of the 10 with help from Mina Truex. And the points leader is already looking like he wants to make a move for the lead. And Peter Onjak thought about taking them 3 wide for a second. He's going to back out of it rather wisely. And Bayless is actually going to be able to carry the outside with help from Anthony Greenman, and he's going to clear back into the lead. So Seth Bayless will lead lap 1. 3 wide behind for third.
Wallow.
DeLello going through the middle. That's not good for him. Anthony Greenman now coming for the race lead. But once again, outside is carrying the momentum through 3 and 4. It's looking a lot like Irwindale, our last Truck Series stop, where the outside was actually the place to be on corner exit. Nigel Smith has worked his way up into second, or at least battling for second with Anthony Greenman. This could be a really good run for the Gasoline Racing team. Dylan Midiska is also right up here in the mix, trying to get by Anthony Greenman for third. His team owner, or not team owner, teammate, Caleb Evans is also right up in this mix as well.
Yeah, it's a good start for the RHR. He's going to make it 3 wide there, around the outside of Mitiska as well. A quietly strong season so far for the 53 team. They look to continue today as Mina Truex takes it 3 wide.
Truex 3 wide with Onjack and DeLello. That's going to benefit the 14 truck. And
Huge
some
run.
other fast starters. Freya Aerodaughter in the 58. She looks like she's finally starting to find her footing in the Grainger Truck Series. Came in relief of Chase Christ earlier this season. Cameron Lopez doing battle with Aiden Smith and Wyatt Wilkinson. Derek Petty's also, I think, had a pretty good getaway. Out front, Seth Bayless still controlling the field. He leads over Nigel Smith, Caleb Evans, Anthony Greenman, and Dylan Midiska, who's trying to hold off from the likes of Peter Onjack and Zachary DeLello.
I would say you can get a really good run off of 2. I mean, we've just seen DeLello do it. We saw Onjack do it the lap before.
And
Onjack really being pushed high.
But once again, the 14 just able to kind of rip the very high part of that really grooved in section of track. You see the darker grays where you really want to be. And he's going to make a move on Greenman and try to make a move on Evans. Oh, but really lost momentum there.
Yeah, pulls out.
And here comes Nigel Smith.
S2.
Nigel Smith wants this race lead. I mean, for either the 10 or the 32, this would be a huge points day. Both trucks are under the top 30 cut line. And you can definitely see what one race win could do to an operation. Look at Whiteout Motorsports for Evan Marici. He's not running up here right now, but the 99 off of the race win at Irwindale alone was able to lock in to the top 30. He is actually in last right now. So this might not be good for the 99 team owners points wise, especially if you've got guys like Bayless, like Midiska, like Nigel Smith who are outside the top 30 running up here. But it's Anthony Greenman who now looks like he's the main challenger for the race lead, and not quite clear yet. And I think Bayless is still going to lead the lap. He is, in fact.
Smith thought about 3 wide for a second.
And, oh, there's Bayless's run stalling on the outside through the middle of 2, and that's going to give Anthony Greenman the race lead. So that is now Greenman to the point. Bayless slips to second, Nigel Smith third. Caleb Evans still holding over Peter Onjack. And further back, Isaac Davis has made a good start. He is up inside the top 10 and is doing battle with Zachary DeLello. As further back, I think, 3 wide between Derek Petty, Rhodes Gray, and Brandon Morris. The 12 team is right up here in championship contention. So another good run today would definitely be beneficial for that team as Morris continues to try to pursue that championship crown.
Yeah, Morris currently 13 points back on DeLello in second. I think he is, behind DeLello on track at the moment, but still a long way to go. Just a good, clean race here is what you kind of need at this point in the season as we just reach halfway through. So there goes White Wilkinson around the outside of Morris, actually.
Wilkinson around the outside, Lopez, Petty, and Bedard doing battle for the spots just outside the top 10. Aiden Smith in the 89 for Morris Motorsports, currently the last truck inside. As looking back up toward the front, Looks like that Bayless and Greenman are beginning to pull away a bit from the 32 and Nigel Smith, as Peter Onjak and Caleb Evans trade blows for the final spot in the top 5. Looks like that 53 is going to get a good run off of turn 2, as did the 81 of DeLello. But once again, yeah, inside's not the place to be in 3 and 4. It looks like that Onjak held the line at least, and he's actually going to be credited with the position, P4, and he will clear into turn 1.
Fair play to Seth Bayless for keeping up very nicely with a Cup regular at the moment, and Nigel Smith as well, possibly looking for second.
Yeah, but certainly these two are not letting Anthony Greenman walk away with this one. The 5 is holding the lead, but Bayless and Smith are making sure that they are keeping him honest, as laps are really ticking away here. We're already 13 laps through this one, and we are under caution.
Oh dear.
Oh, and that's a big incident. There's Jacqueline Concepcion, this is Cameron Brennan, Evan Marici, Nick Breeding, Yekaterina Suleimanova, Graham Radval, Mika Papega looks like she also has severe damage.
I think the 66 had some damage as well. I can't be too
Oh
certain.
yeah, looks like a bit of hood damage on the 66. Big incident here. Lap 13 of 54. And the field's going to head back over the stripe. I could see pit stops happening. So
yeah, we expected this to be a 2-stop race. And lap 14.
If they pit now, this will definitely be 2 stops.
Yeah, to get their first one in.
As Cameron Brennan, current Rookie of the Year leader in the Cup Series, was actually expecting to run this series full time until some, I guess, scenarios played out over the off-season and ended up getting a Cup ride. He is definitely done, as is Evan Marici, last week's winner. Smoke coming out of the 99. That is tough for that team.
Yeah, Dave Dunn almost certainly for Evan Marici.
And that is the entire field coming down pit road. Nick Breeding also. So that is 2 Soaring Seagulls trucks out of it. Jacqueline Concepcion, the 05 truck, all torn up already on pit road. Her difficult season in the GTS will also continue. But it is her teammate Anthony Greenman who leads the field down, and he will be the first one to pull into his pit box and start service here. Expected
it's going to be
4
all
tires.
4.
No reason not to take 4 tires and fuel. Greenman's going to be the first one off of pit road quite comfortably. Bayless. Oh, can he get the power down? I think Bayless has beat out Onjak. Nigel Smith, Caleb Evans, Dylan Midiska, Aiden Smith has made up a few spots. Derek Petty, Zachary DeLello has dropped a few spots. Skylar Taylor had a good pit stop. Looking back down through the field, definitely some cars have dropped a lot of spots. Jared Bedard, notably one of them. And looks like a few trucks going to try to get back out in this one. First caution of the day, incident on lap 13 of 54. Quite a few trucks involved. We'll take a look at what happened.
So you can see right here, Brennan with a huge run, and Conception just checks up, and Brennan turns into the 05, and then everyone bundles in. You can see Marici piling in hard. A big hit to Nick Breeding and many others involved as well. Jet Hawksworth actually went straight through the middle of that and came out unscathed. Very impressive driving from the 06.
On board with Carter Swab, he gets a really good view. You see Brennan just up into Concepcion, and actually really good job from Carter Swab avoiding that. Just got on the brakes and managed to avoid all of it. Good job for the 88 team. The other good avoidance comes from Jet Hawksworth. You see the wreck happen in front, and the 06 just gets on the brakes, manages to thread the needle multiple times. And the 06 is also going to come out of this one unscathed and will continue on. dodging a big bullet there. Final on board with Evan Marici, sees the incident happen in front and just kind of, man, I think he was hoping the trucks would kind of slide down a bit more, and he could just kind of not need to lift, because there was definitely not a lot of throttle, or well, not a lot of getting out of the throttle rather, and that really did not pay off for the 99 team. That truck is pretty torn up. We are back here at Kentucky Speedway, ready to see the green, lap 18 of 54. Cameron Brennan, Evan Marici, Nick Breeding, and Jacqueline Concepcion all out of this one. But Graham Radval, Mika Papega, among others, are going to try to continue on in this one. Yekaterina Suleimanova also involved. Virago Kitson with a bit of damage. Pace truck is off. Anthony Greenman, your race leader, now over Seth Bayless, Peter Onjak, Nigel Smith, and Caleb Evans, the top 5. And green flag back out here at Kentucky. Bayless is immediately going to jump to the inside. It was looking a bit high on Greenman. Greenman slammed the door and Bayless cut low and actually has a good run here. Onjak looked like he wanted to look low a bit there, but Nigel Smith was right out of his quarter panel, so he had to back out of it. And I think Bayless might be able to jump into the lead here, and he will indeed. Seth Bayless is clear into the race lead. Greenman and Onjak doing battle for second. Dylan Midiska had a really good restart in the 97. He's gone by teammate Caleb Evans. The truck that did not have a good restart was Nigel Smith. He's fading back. Derek Petty also with a really strong restart in the 18 truck. Here comes Peter Onjak for the race lead. And the 10...
Gonna make it 3 wide.
The 10 really had to get out of it at entry of 3, but that's going to give him a really good run here down the front straight.
Greenman's really looking for this one as well, peeking inside.
Oh, Greenman thinking 3 wide. He's going to commit to it, I think.
Might nudge maybe on the back of the 10.
I think Midiska might have caught the wall a bit there on the exit of 2. Onjak clear to the lead here. And further back, 4 wide between Disparito, Morris, Truex, and Davis. Morris, like, very rightly backs out of that.
Yeah, very, very wise from a championship contender. That was not going to end well for him.
And out front, it is Bayless and Onjak stretching the field. Graham Radval looks really far off the pace in the 64. That team got the truck back out after being involved in the first incident, and it's really not looking that healthy.
Look who's up into 5th here. Zachary DeLello has been silently climbing up through the top 10. He's going to go for 4th, maybe even 3rd. The run.
Peter Onjak is searching for his 2nd win here in the Grainger Truck Series. Won earlier this season in pretty dominant fashion at Rockingham. But today it looks like the field's not at least going to try their best to not let him get too far away. Seth Bayless and Caleb Evans, once again, right on the scene of the 14 truck.
Bayless with a run on the outside.
And he's going to cut it to the inside. Here comes Seth Bayless, the pole sitter, trying to take his lead back. Will not quite be able to do it that lap, I don't think, but he's going to have the 2 Ronnie Hank Racing trucks behind of Caleb Evans and Dylan Midiska. But are they going to help him? It looks like Evans is going to try to force this 3 wide. He is. Midiska, oh, Midiska's going to put it 4. Midiska will put it 4 wide.
Oh, be careful. Be very careful.
Onjak got the big run that cleared him pretty comfortably, but Midiska for a brief second did get that to 4 wide.
It's not worked out well for him. He's lost a lot of momentum. DeLello's going to get round him. Maybe even Derek Petty, the 32 as well, right on his bumper.
And this is exactly what Peter Onjak wanted to see, as Greenman and Bayless have kind of broken away from whatever is going on back here. DeLello and Petty trying to join them, as Evans really close with the 32 of Nigel Smith. Aiden Smith, Wyatt Wilkinson, Skylar Taylor, Isaac Davis, and Lotus Disparito also in this group. And somehow we have kept this all clean so far. As Onjak is now definitely starting to stretch his legs. And here's the lap truck of Graham Radval.
Oh dear. That could definitely play a factor.
Oh, he's going to mostly stay out of the way, but I don't know if he's really going to be able to stay out of the way of the pack that's incoming. He's going to block the outside.
Oh, dear me.
And the field is really getting stacked up. Derek Petty's the one who's going to emerge out front. Bayless is all over the tail of the 64 trying to get him out of the way.
This could easily be a penalty, I could see. I mean, this has completely ruined Bayless's race. They're 4 wide.
4 wide and made it work. Evans and Davis are through, but yeah, trucks on the outside are still stuck there.
Green looking underneath now.
Still 3 wide. And Derek Petty is on the run of a lifetime here. He's gotten up to the back bumper of the 14, and he's going for the lead. And Petty's got the momentum.
Made that look very easy.
Petty to the lead. There's still a hornet's nest behind where the 64 truck is. As Bayless is still stuck behind the 64.
Oh, Morgan getting very cozy to the back of the 10 as well. Bayless is now underneath. He's way outside the top 20 at least, surely.
There are a lot of trucks now between Bayless and the front of the field. But it is Derek Petty who's now in the lead. And don't look now, but Zachary DeLello, he's making his charge. And this is exactly what all of his title rivals don't want to see, because this means DeLello's going to be able to expand his points lead if this holds. Completing lap 30, Derek Petty out front, Onjak, DeLello, Midiska, and Caleb Evans currently doing battle with Aiden Smith for the last spot inside the top 5. Some of the trucks that really benefited from the shenanigans with Radval, Kyler Sustrai, he's worked his way up here. And he's running in the part-time 09 truck for Soaring Seagulls. Decent run going for him. Lead battle looks like it's closing up a bit more again, as DeLello is now all over the back bumper of the 14 truck.
It was a run from Onjak there, but he's looks like he's stalled out and he's quite vulnerable to a charge from the 81 now down the back straight.
And here comes DeLello, gonna try to make a move into 3, but I think the momentum died. Dylan Midiska has all of a sudden found himself in this fight as well. As the laps just slowly ticking away, Onjak closing back in on the 18 of Petty. While it's not Justin Whitmer in the truck, it is once again the 14 and the 18 doing battle here, much like in the Cup Series, but down here in the Truck Series. And it is Petty trying to hold off here, Peter Onjak. Field has really begun to spread out. And really quickly, we're going to step aside here. Lap 33 of 54 here at Kentucky, the RaceTickets 200. It's Derek Petty who currently leads out front. And we are back for the battle for the lead here on as we move on to lap 35. Peter Onjak officially scored back in the race lead. over the break, the black flag was shown to the number 64 truck of Graham Radfall. Too slow, according to USARC officials, and the 18 is going to swing back by on the outside. Petty clear back to the race lead.
Yeah, no surprises about the 64 there. Looks like Onjak's closing back in through 3 and 4. We've only got 20 to go. Race has flown by, and Lello as well now catching this front 2.
Midiska was trying to close a bit earlier, but it looks like his run someone died out. He's going to probably need some help. He's got Aiden Smith and a bit further back Caleb Evans, Anthony Greenman, but looks like for at least now it's going to be these top 3 that are the battle for the lead. Petty, Onjak, and DeLello. 3 different manufacturers represented, but it is the Toyota of Derek Petty trying to claim what I believe would be Toyota's first win in the Grainger Truck Series. He remains in control of this one. Onjak has got up to the back bumper a few laps ago, but the run died. Looking like he's going to try that again here. Once again, run's not goat and run's not there. Lap traffic is incoming. I do believe Mika Papega, Yekaterina Suleimanova, Will Parrish, Virago Kitson. These trucks are up to minimum speed. According to USARC, they will not be black flagged. Here comes DeLello for second. And oh, I think there was nearly contact there. DeLello might have actually given the 14 a bit of a shove. Let him know that he was there. And now, does DeLello have a run on Petty? Zachary DeLello trying to go 2 for 1 into turn 1. Think the runs died out. Petty stays ahead. These top 3 have really pulled away from the likes of Midiska and Aiden Smith. And the battle is far from over as we move on to lap 40 of 54 here at Kentucky. Peter Onjak going for the race lead. And all the momentum has died on the 14 truck. Petty's going to clear. Here comes DeLello. DeLello back into second, and now here comes DeLello for the lead. Runs once again gonna die out. Derek Petty still maintaining the lead, just barely. Lap trucks are currently heading off of turn 2. The leaders are heading just into turn 2 now. Petty trying his best to stay ahead of 2 much more experienced drivers behind. And so far he has played his cards perfectly.
It's pulling away.
On to lap 42. Suleimanova looks like will be the first lap truck that they hit.
I don't think she will be as bad as Radfall. Can't see that happening. I just hope these 3 can get through the next lot cleanly so we can have a good battle for the finish.
DeLello's gonna try to make a send.
Ooh, that's close.
All 3 trucks under a blanket. DeLello practically pushing the 18 through turn 4.
Here comes 14.
14 with a big head of momentum. He thought about 3 wides, gonna keep it to right behind the 14 or the 81 rather. Now he's putting it 3 wide into 2.
So run's not there for him. DeLello's
Run is in fact not there. The run is there for Zachary DeLello. And now the run's to Derek Petty.
Pitting?
Oh, they are pitting.
Oh my god, they nearly touch.
We've got mixed strategy. The 86 bailed out. We're under caution. We're wrecking. Jared Bedard, Lotus Disperito, Skylar Taylor, Brandon Morris, among others. And the caution is out here late in the going.
That's big because Onjak's obviously missed
Isaac
it.
Davis is scored as the race leader.
Oh my god. What?
What has happened here at Kentucky? Davis
So,
all of a sudden is now in the lead.
so
I think
must
Onjak
have-
might have backed out.
Yeah.
And Davis, I guess, was the big benefactor of that. The 60 truck, GM Performance, now holds the lead, and now these guys are all going to come down pit road for service.
So will it just cycle back round to whoever wins off pit road?
It should, which is unfortunate for the 60 team because, man, could that have been something?
Yeah. And possibly as well for those who pitted, some big jumps up through the field.
So I guess the question is, they all did make it to pit road before the caution came out. But I think are they staying out? They are in fact staying out. So this is going to give...
I don't know if he's a lap down.
Are they being scored a lap down? I do not believe they should be scored a lap down. I think Kitson has also stayed out, even though she is not a lap truck. Officially.
Yeah, so
Vargas has also stayed out, I see as well. We'll see what happens with the timing and scoring, and Onjak is just going to beat out Kyler Sustrai. Isaac Davis remains in third. Freya Aradada, the 58 team, putting in a stellar pit stop. Greenman, Evans, and then Wyatt Wilkinson and Don Falconer behind.
So so Virago Kitson's currently the leader. We
think the 66 might be the race leader. We will wait until we cycle around before we go check replays, because I do want to see.
Sorry, Santiago is now in the top 10, but he was driving through the infield.
Disparito, I believe, in the 07 this
Sorry, Disparito was driving through the infield.
Yeah, the 07 was tangled up in that last incident.
They did
not
think
pit.
We ought to see the scoring here as they cross the line just to make sure.
Is Virago Kitson going to be scored the race leader?
Moment of truth.
No. Derek Petty is the race leader, so Kitson will probably be waved around.
But interestingly, Disparito is very much
is in
on
fact
the
on the lead lap. So we're going to take a look at what happened here to spice up this race a bit more. Late race caution during our second round of green flag pit stops. So we see trucks starting to pit. Oh, Lotus Disparito got up into Don Falconer. Big shot for the 55. Morris tags Chris Martins and Skylar Taylor. Mina Truex looks like she got a piece. Seth Morgan as well. A lot of trucks involved. Seth Bayless in it too. Big shame for that team. And actually, Disparito pulled it onto pit road after. That is interesting. Disparito got involved and pulled it onto pit road, and that is why they got service, and now they are inside the top 10. So we are back here at Kentucky. We're going to see the green lap 48 of 54. That is going to mark 8 laps to go. Issues J.R. Bedard. He is out. The only truck out from that incident. I mean, took a pretty hard shot into the outside wall. Lotus Disparito. USARC officials are looking at the 07 team. Because the 07 did pit well past the commitment line, as we saw in replay. So we'll see what happens with that. Pace truck is just about ready to get off. I think their excuse is
that they were going to pit anyway, and then it was out of their control. They didn't.
Yeah, they made contact with the 86 of Falconer. That'll all be sorted post-race. We still do have a race to finish. Lap 48 of 54, Derek Petty, Zachary DeLello, Dylan Midiska, Aiden Smith, and Christian Vargas, the top 5. Green flag back out here, and Petty did not look like he got off the line well.
That's a honking restart.
Midiska all over the back of the 81, 3 wide between him, DeLello, and Aiden Smith for second.
Smith out of nowhere.
But remember, the fresher tires are on the cars, or actually, I don't know, because these guys all pitted as well. And contact, I think, there between Aradada and Greenman a bit. 07 being pushed up the track. Derek Petty maintains the race lead.
Somehow.
Yeah, I think the 18 spun the tires, missed a gear shift or something, really bogged down. But it's worked out. He has maintained the race lead, and Dylan Mitiska into second.
The 18 started to check out there, but Mitiska now pulling him back in.
What a race win this could be for the 97 team if it can happen. 3 wide behind, Cup regulars. Kyler Sustry, Peter Onjak, and Christian Vargas. Onjak's the big winner there.
Yeah, Onjak's on a big charge. I think he's driving angry here. He obviously lost out at the top 10 spot, let alone the potential win.
Almost contact there between DeLello and Mitiska for second.
That's a very naughty move there. He nudged him out of the way, but it's worked out well.
4 laps to go here. Does anyone have an answer for Derek Petty?
I think if anyone does, it's got to be the 81.
But Dylan Mitiska, I think he wants it to be him.
He wants to have a word.
97 back down the inside, and he's back clear. Look at this, Peter Onjak getting way to the inside of the 89 of Aiden Smith. He wants a position. Look at one of the trucks up here, Jet Hawksworth in the 06. He has worked his way well up, started at the rear after failing inspection. He's inside, I believe, the top 20. And look at this for the lead. Mitiska has gotten to the inside of the 18 to Derek Petty, DeLello, Aiden Smith, and Peter Onjak are right there, and almost contact between the 18 and the 40, or 81 and the 14.
Very nearly catastrophic in 97, stalls out.
Mitiska's run stalled. We're going to be coming to 2 laps to go, and Derek Petty has a big advantage.
They're all reeling him in, all of them.
This race is far from over. 2 laps to go here from Kentucky.
Lello's got to play this safe. He's the championship leader, and his closest points rival is well far behind.
No one really able to challenge Petty. Kyler Sustry now enters the picture. DeLello trying to clear for second. Can't quite. Now he will. DeLello cleared to second. We're coming to the white flag, this time by Mitiska to the inside of DeLello. Onjak's pitting. Another truck also I saw down pit road. Wilkinson, not Wilkinson. I don't know who quite that was, but a few others have pitted. Mitiska's all of a sudden looking really slow.
Is Petty out as well?
No, Petty... Maybe. 3 wide briefly for a second. DeLello trying. Off turn 4. Derek Petty is going to hold on. Whether he's out of fuel or not, it does not matter. First win for Toyota in the Grainger Truck Series goes to Derek Petty and Blue Panther Motorsports. They take a chaotic Race Tickets 200 here at Kentucky.
Wow.
Oh my god, so much happening there.
Things happening on the final lap.
Could not keep up with it. Derek Petty, your race winner. DeLello second. I saw Caleb Evans duck to pit road. Kyler Sustry ends up third. Dylan Mitiska, well fought 4th place. Aiden Smith 5th. Greenman 6th. Vargas, Era Dodder, Don Falconer, and Rhodes Gray round out the top 10. My goodness.
I mean, that was a top-notch defensive drive there from Derek Petty. I mean, he had a lot of challenges, but he held them all off, even after a very bad restart. That is a drive to be proud of.
For the first trip to Kentucky, we've had an absolutely wild 54 laps. That has been all from the Race Tickets 200. Get ready, though, for Cup action later. It'll be the Advanced Auto Parts 200 or 300 rather from Monterey Sports Car Course. That road course always puts up a good one. So until then, we will see you. Thank you for watching the Grainger Truck Series.